I'm
Hey,
on.
Robin. Okay, awesome. I mean, at least we can talk. We can talk. Cool.
Yeah.
So what do you do in Chicago?
So I am here right now just during COVID, and I'm usually between New York and LA. And my work is of a choreographer. So I gave a talk earlier today about choreographic thinking and involving different perspectives and how it gets into different artistic pathways, all that jazz. I'm excited to hear
Wow.
what you're going to be speaking about, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely cool. So I mean, yeah, nice to meet you. I
Nice.
just finished the Future Home Accelerator in Munich like this week with Techstars and with my company with Serendipia. And basically, we are building co-living and co-working spaces in San Francisco. And so like the idea of the talk today is to talk about so the future of living. So how are we gonna all live in society, especially as like everything is changing so much and so fast these days. So I think I want to address like three main issues. I want to explain how what we can do about it, and then how our work is actually tackling it. So basically, I think one of the first big issue that we are like currently facing, and which is like accurate to like the current situation we are in right now, is deglobalization. So like over the last, like the whole industrial revolution has been about globalization and about how we can all access anything anytime super fast and go anywhere anytime super fast. And I think it brought us into like overconsumption. It brought us into a lot of like pollution and basically like destroying our planet. And I think that like the whole episode that we're living in right now is helping us to like figure that out. And when you look how much cleaner is the planet right now, when we are all like more staying in our own communities, it's also, I think it's an opportunity for us to reflect about how we really live and how we should live in the future. So I mean, a big theme, obviously, for me is like the deglobalization. So that's one of the three problems I want to tackle today. Um, the other one for me is like overpopulation. At the same time, so like when my dad was born, we were like 3 billion people on the planet, and now we're like, I don't know, 7.5, 7.8 billion. And I think by 2030 there will be 1 billion more people on the planet, and 70 right now about 50% of us live in cities, and by 2030 about 70% of us will live in two cities. So because for people are moving there for more opportunity, for economic reasons. And so housing is an issue today, so imagine tomorrow, right?
Hmm.
um and then like a third big problem that I want to tackle, and there is so many paradoxes in the age we live in, right? And like the third one is loneliness. People, we've never been so much connected digitally, and even until recently we were like always traveling and seeing everybody here and there. But at the same time, studies show that like people have never felt so lonely. So there is so many paradoxes, right? And I think what we need to do about that, and like a big theme that's also that's being talked about in Homo sapiens, and like a couple of books from like Yuval Noah Harari, is the fact like we need to go back to more like tribal living. I mean, in the sense that like, or like more not tribal in the sense to like have a tribe fighting against another tribe, but in the sense that we need to like get back to hey Christy, welcome Christy.
Hi,
um
thank you.
Welcome to the unconference. And so like so and the third, I think how we need to deal with this for me is that we need to go back into a more like tribal way of living our lives, which is more focused on like our families, our own communities, our close circles of friends and trying to create like this circular economy where people are more like working on like on a localized manner instead of like globalized. It can address just that aspect can address the fact that people will feel more connected because they live with communities. It addresses the fact that it allows us to like reduce our consumption and our pollution and our carbon footprint, and it even addresses the fact that we are more efficient at sharing resources as a society. And so, I mean, for me, that's how really we can do to fix like the three big issues I talked about with, which are overpopulation, loneliness, and the deglobalization of the economy. And I think how we do that, I mean, with our own project, is that we are building a platform, right? So we have two co-living spaces in San Francisco, and the vision that we've been working on now in Techstars is to create this this platform, allowing people around the world to create their own little tribe and create their own community co-living spaces in cities to enable people to like feel more connected when they move into cities. To have like did someone say anything? Okay, all good. And that will like allow people to first of all like reconnect with people, and live in communities and feel this sense of belonging. And it will also allow people to, it will allow us to like look at this. It counters all your points. Let's see. Let's see what James has in stock. Robin, I feel like you have been following quite well. So,
I was just
what?
writing to you to get if you want to drop also, because in case people are popping on from trolling places, because I would love to hear more about your company. And I feel like I'm already thinking of certain people in San Francisco who are good friends of mine who are very like minded. So I would love to connect you guys. Um,
Awesome.
yeah. So I'm going to send you right now my email. But then if you also want to say like your company name or where we can find your work.
Sure. So yeah, I'm just gonna like write my name here. I think it got a little bit out of hand.
Gene, I have
But
to pop off, but I'm gonna write to you soon, okay?
yeah, no, I mean, so nice to meet you. So nice to meet you, Robin. Pleasure to exchange, and let's keep the conversation.
Awesome. Best of luck. This was awesome. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Cheers. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess that I've shared my main topic. I will be looking forward more like to a discussion, and see if anybody has something to add. Oh, I see that Patrick joined. Hey, Patrick. Kiara. Cool. So, I mean, I guess for those who just arrived, because people keep popping in and out. So I will just keep it like brief. I want to repeat the three main problems around the future of living that I've been talking about what is the solution to that, and what how our company is actually dealing with that. So as you all know, like in the time we're living in currently, we face the limits of our capitalistic society and current system with the globalization, simply because when you can have access to like anything that you need at any time, like super fast, and like travel as much as you want, it just created this kind of like overconsumption, and it created so much pollution. And when you see at the pace at which the planet just became healthier from the situation we are in right now, it really shows us some of the limitation of the system we've been living in. That's a first issue I want to tackle today. And then like the second problem really is that when you look at it, today there is about 7.5 billion people on the planet. When my dad was born, we were like 3 billion on the planet. And in the next 10 years, that there is going to be like 1 billion more people on the planet. So that's already a lot of people. And it's already housing due to that in cities is already a challenge today. So imagine tomorrow. And the third problem that I was trying to tackle today is about the loneliness. Like we have never felt so digitally connected in history, but then like studies show that we have never felt so lonely. That's even though we are traveling so much, seeing so many people everywhere in the world. So that's really like a paradox in the time that we are living in, and how and what we can do about that is to actually um, come back to like a way of living which is like closer to our families and friends, and more to like a tribal living in general. Like Yuval Noah Harari, who wrote Homo sapiens and Homo Deus, talks a lot about that in the fact that like we are more like as a species we are more wired and more naturally wired to actually live with people who are closer to us. So what we can do about that really is to get back to the core of what it means to be happy, and what it means to be happy is to be like healthy, live with the people you love, and do something that enables you to grow spiritually and as an adult and as a human being. And how we deal with that with our company, that we are creating this network of co-living spaces to allow people in cities to feel more connected and feel part of a tribe in cities around the world. And that's what we've been working on mainly over the last like 3 months in the Techstars BSH Future Home Accelerator. So I mean that's the main topic. I want to make this a little bit interactive. I want to see if there is still people who had like questions, or if somebody wanted to add anything. All right, guys. And I guess Christy dropped out. Robin left. Well, nice to meet you guys.